I'm Ezrah Raya, here to talk you through the day's burning issues and the biggest stories. Welcome to the Manila Times. The Metro Manila Council have approved the Metro Manila Traffic Code of 2023 for the implementation of the single ticketing system. After its approval, MMC Chairman and San Juan City Mayor Francis Zamora said local government units in all 16 cities of the metro will be given 45 days or up until March 15 to reflect this in their local traffic ordinances. Here to give us an update is MMDA spokesperson Atty. Melissa Carunungan. Welcome, Atty. Mel. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to the Manila Times.
Thank you po, Ma'am Ezra.
Atty. Mel, how is the MMDA preparing for the implementation of the single ticketing system?
Right now, Ma'am, all the stakeholders have individual responsibilities po that they committed to. So for the LGUs, they committed to passing their individual local ordinances by March 15, which will reflect the Metro Manila Traffic Code in their local traffic codes. For the LTO naman po, within the given time frame of 45 days, they will also compile the inventory of the ICT equipment of each LGU and prepare for integration into their system, the Land Transport Management System. And then on the part of the MMDA, we are currently in the procurement process for the ICT equipment, which we will be providing depending on the needs of each LGU.
So I've seen the list, MMDA has just released the list of common uniform fines and penalties for the single ticketing system. Among these are disregarding traffic sign, very common, which will be fined 1,000 pesos, illegal parking attended and unattended 1,000 and 2,000 pesos respectively. And among other things, truck ban and light truck ban. So all of these uniform fines and penalties will be applied to private vehicles and PUVs, public utility vehicles. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. So for both private and public utility vehicles, we have consulted beforehand with the corresponding transport groups. They have raised their concerns, including the prices. Of course, they were worried that it would be too high, but we assured them that all the penalties evened out in the end. So for example, like what you said, for disregarding traffic sign in San Juan City right now, it is 2,000 pesos. However, in the MMDA, we find it with 500 pesos. In the Metro Manila Traffic Code, disregarding traffic signs penalty is 1,000 pesos. As for the public utility vehicle transport groups, they also had concerns with regard to the demerit points, and they raised it with the LTO. Attorney Noreen of the LTO said naman that the demerit points for public utility vehicles will be somewhat the same as those for private vehicles. So before we approve this resolution last February 1 by the Metro Manila Council, we had various consultations and various meetings with the technical working group.
Just a follow-up question, Atty. Mel. So you said this uniform fines and penalties will be implemented and charged towards violators both in private and public vehicles. And under the special laws, failure to use child restraint system, so ito yung mga car seats, ano? And I understand several private vehicles would have these, but how about the public utility vehicles like the modern jeepneys or the buses who don't have a child restraint system?
Yes, ma'am. So in general naman po, all the provisions are applicable to all vehicles, except when the provision provides for exemptions. So for example, the coding, that applies to all vehicles, and there are exemptions listed such as PUVs, ambulances, fire trucks, marked government vehicles, marked media vehicles. Those are exempted, and it states in the provision. For the laws that you're saying, so there's the Anti-Distracted Driving Act, the Anti-Drunk Driving Act, the Child Safety Restraint Law. We will be following what is indicated already in the law, since that is already passed by the Congress, and it's already the same across Metro Manila. So what the technical working group did is just to copy and paste basically the laws to the Metro Manila Traffic Code.
Okay, last now, no, on the fines and penalties, violation of children's safety on motorcycle act. So ito yung mga nagsasakay ng bata sa motorsiklo, no? attorney. So that will be fined 3,000, 5,000, and 10,000 respectively, depending on how many times you've committed the offense.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, this was also a talking point in the technical working group. So we just clarified that especially now that classes have resumed, we see on the roads that there are children riding as back riders where they cannot even reach the foot pedal, or they can't have their arms wrapped all around the person in front of them. So we just wanted to clarify and harmonize the definition of child safety on motorcycles law. So what we did in the technical working group, we were able to say the definition and how we will be implementing this so that everyone is on the same page, ma'am.
MMDA Chairman Romando Artes said that it took Metro Manila 20 years to adopt the single ticketing system. What took the government so long to implement this?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, to be accurate, he said it's almost 28 years already. Of course, we cannot pinpoint exactly the reasons, but at the time of Chairman Tolentino, there was already an effort towards a single ticketing system. During his time, they pushed for uniform faces of all the UOVRs of all the LGUs, including the MMDA. However, because of the memorandum circular issued by Benhur Abalos Jr. last year, stating that the power to confiscate licenses belongs to the LTO and its deputized agencies. So at the moment, LGUs are not allowed to confiscate licenses. And so there has to be more teeth into their traffic enforcement laws. With that, it's important that there's interconnection among all the LGUs with the LTO so that they can get the revenue from their traffic enforcement procedures. Also, I guess with the Metro Manila Council, they're also bonded by our chairman, Atty. Artes. And even with technology now, it has already caught up to the point where we can have interconnection to one main database from the LTO.
Of course, we all know, we're all aware of the current system, which is confiscating of license. And it takes all a while. And then you have to go to the city hall where you committed the traffic violation, and then get your license there, pipila, magbabayad. Now explain to us the system from start to finish in this new single ticketing system.
Sure, ma'am. So first, for example, if you violate a traffic law, you will be apprehended po by our traffic enforcers or traffic enforcers from each LGU. You have many options. So first, if they apprehend you, for example, for coding, and you want to pay online, you can choose to pay online within a certain amount of days. The LTO will tap digital platforms such as GCash and PayMaya, and you can use those to pay for your traffic violation and settle it. You can also choose to pay physically. You can go to the city hall of the LGU that apprehended you, or if it's the MMDA, you can go to our redemption center and pay for it. We are also working on we are ongoing the proof of concept of our handheld devices. This is also the third option. So in the case that a traffic enforcer apprehends you and they're holding a handheld device, what they will do is simply scan your license, and then what will appear on their handheld device are the details of the driver. They will click for the appropriate traffic violation that you committed, and then in there you can pay for it through the handheld device. This is a cashless system, and it is connected to the system of the LTO. So right away, all your information will be seen in real time.
So in this new system, like what Don Artes said, you can pay for your fees right then and there. So pag tinabi ka, papakita mo yung lisensya mo, but you will not give it to them, but you will be charged, and you can pay via credit card pa nga daw or GCash.
Yes, ma'am. So right now we are in the proof of concept of these handheld devices po, that the traffic enforcers will be carrying. And as the chairman said, that you could pay cashless via credit card, GCash, PayMaya through the handheld device po, ma'am.
When is the target implementation for this?
The target po is by the end of March or early April 2023. Yes.
Alright, thank you so much, Attorney Melissa Carunungan, MMDA spokesperson. Maraming salamat po sa oras nyo.